spot here with Corelli. We're going to be calling the action. We've got FaZe and G1. FaZe, the dominant team from North America, coming up against a European team who had to run a triple tiebreaker gauntlet to make it here.
It's incredible to listen to a player like First Killer say that top 4 would be very disappointing here at this major. They are one of the favorite teams to win it, but G1, they're one of the teams that could play spoiler to a lot of these top teams.
They certainly could. They have all the tools, and also just looking back at the history of the regions in Rocket League, Europe has been dominant. So this is going to be a great litmus test of how good North America really is right now.
This is the 1 seed from North America in FaZe and the 5 seed from G1. So a disparity in the seeding. And for FaZe, this is one that I feel like you have to win to really prove to everyone. You heard the Des, he talked about they might have some cracks in the armor, and off the bat, it's G1.
Dorito with this early goal, and you can see First Killer getting challenged, but a beautiful pass out to the middle. Atomic already making his presence felt. And you know, the desk mentioned it, Atomic is the catalyst for this team, for G1 on offense.
Yeah, it certainly is. The way he moves around the field, like T-Bait said, puts him in a different category above the rest. And you got to throw Dorito in there as well. Just so abrasive on G1, and it's that play style. It's that Spanish bim bam, right? That's what we talk about when you see these Spanish players play together. That's the type of play style they like. And G1, despite maybe changing up their play style, they still got it in them.
We'll see what FaZe has in them. Dorito looking to pass that into the middle, shut down by Mist, but Atomic with good speed, low boost for Dorito, but still staying in the play. This is a counterattack chance. First Killer going for a 50, gets a bump, but Dorito there to help out.
See FaZe pressing there, but G1 rock solid, and now the setup to mark by 8. He was free there, but the shot, or the touch, went wide, and FaZe trying to respond now. G1 looking for a way out, and it's FaZe all over him.
First Killer trying to lead the charge, slow things down. Mist popping it up, but Typical's also beat by Mark on the follow-up. Atomic getting it by, no one's back. It's a slow roller, slow enough for Typical to get back.
Back just in time. FaZe have had an excellent split, rounding out this split with 2 wins back-to-back. And now they're feeling a lot of pressure here from G1. I think that would be the expectation. Now Dorito off the back wall. Atomic's there. Shot was directly at Mist. Mark by 8. Can he follow up? Left side shot, and it goes through for G1.
FaZe stuck on their back line, having to field shot after shot from G1. A couple of the shots were light, but eventually it goes in. Mark by 8 cleaning that one up. The clear, you needed to go to the corner, but it was all FaZe could do to just keep the shot out of the net.
And that pressure from G1, we've talked about it throughout this last split in Europe. When they get it going, it's worked. They've taken down the likes of K-Corp before, a favorite in this tournament, and you're showing why here in game 1 against FaZe.
And FaZe, at the start of this split, Corelli, we were, you know, one of the biggest questions we were asking is how strong can FaZe be mentally? Because they have the talent, they have the skill, but do they have the mindset? And they bombed out early on, but really turned things around, winning the last 2 regionals, the undisputed #1 team in North America right now. And they find themselves struggling yet again early. This time, it's the first game of the major, but they have not shown anything up to this point.
Question is it a slow start? Or is it G1 outpacing them, outplaying them? Right now, I would lean towards the latter. FaZe looking for some sort of offense here, but G1 have just locked them down.
Another long, clear ball back in FaZe's half. Dorito beating the FaZe player to the ball, and now tipped up field, Missed. First touch, trying to control it, but it was a heavy touch. Typical coming in, trying to work something out. You could even see First Killer thinking about coming in and swerving out, so they're not quite on the same page, even on the attack.
Minute and a half left, and you're looking for any sort of offense coming out from FaZe. No shots to register. This one's going to slide in for Dorito, and it's 3-0 G1.
Hey, we take another look at the replay. You see First Killer creeping out, doesn't even go to block the lane. Typical. There was just no communication there from FaZe. First Killer was out of the play. Typical wasn't in position for the shot. FaZe is breaking down in game 1.
They have not looked like themselves. Wade was talking about it. Did they cool off? Well, in game one, they've come in ice cold.
First Killer trying to get something going. Just over a minute left in game one.
That's the first shot, by the way, from FaZe. First Killer just registering it there with just over a minute left.
Now we're seeing some demos. This is the best opportunity yet, and they score it, and there's still plenty of time left for FaZe to get something going, and it came off the backs of the demo.
Yeah, great demo there from Typical, and you see Dorito trying to go in and out on the save, but didn't get the read and missed. Knew he had to slot that one away from Dorito.
And also, First Killer was expecting that squishy save attempt and rode right across the backboard himself. So FaZe reaching into the physical playbook, pulling out that one. It's enough for a goal. Under a minute left now. Typical pops it around Dorito. Typical trying to get it around Atomic, and it skips across the field. Dorito collects, but he's stopped by First Killer. Right to Atomic, who's going to stay with the ball. First Killer faking like he's going for it. Mark with 0 boost on top of the ball. Final 30 seconds so far. Just that last goal, all FaZe has had to point to. Otherwise, it's been all G1.
Oh, they've been all over them. Pressure. You can see there, even just a moment ago, Mark by 8 just pushing, forcing FaZe to make a decision and maybe make it faster than the time they wanted to have behind the ball. You still see FaZe just struggling to push this one out. G1 are happy to throw bodies at it.
Mark, he gets that save, brings it around, and now there's nothing FaZe can do. Game one going to G1. And Corelli, I think it's important to continue to highlight that this is a team that made it into the major by the skin of their teeth, going up against the back-to-back regional champs of North America.
They barely got in here. I mean, they had to go through that tiebreaker, James.
But now look at them. They're here. They're playing it. They're taking it to FaZe. FaZe, they had the demo play at the end, but overall G1.
That's it.
Yeah, G1 was shutting them down. Yeah. They're giving them no space. You see those few moments where it seems like maybe there's a miscommunication, or maybe First Killer was wanting Typical to come out for that ball. There was no space for them. FaZe, every time they try to get something going, someone from G1 is there to tip the ball away from them, even if they have no boost.
And it's something that we've been talking about all split with G1. Ever since we saw this team form, we knew that was what they were going to do to win, is overwhelming pressure. It was the constant challenges. It was the offense that you saw coming out. And specifically, not allowing FaZe to bring the ball down and let First Killer go up the wall with it, or let Typical push something towards their net. They didn't allow that at all. They were just all over FaZe and just shut them down. And
we have not seen really any solo play opportunities for FaZe at all. And that is, when you look at the FaZe lineup, all of them so good in the air with the flip resets, double flip resets. Don't give them space, don't give them time. G1 has done that. They have been shutting them down.
And when you strip that from FaZe, they're a very hollow team in the end. It'd be weird to say that they're one-dimensional, but really when you take that away, they don't offer that much, and their defense has never been the strongest, and you've seen that here.
And those last 2 regional events that they won was because of their team play. First Killer even was talking about it in his interview. They started to trust each other and play with trust. And right now, FaZe struggling to mount a defense against this G1 team that is surging. Dorito gets a piece of that ball, missed, trying to collect it. Typical might have been trying to get a bump on Atomic, but it's sent right back around. Open net, missed, was jostled on the play. And I mean, that was a bit chaotic, but
where did Typical go?
It looked like Typical was trying to get a bump on Atomic.
Yeah.
To try to open up the space on the field for Mist on that dribble, and he didn't connect.
And he went out of screen, and then he never came back, and the net was wide open. And G1 again, getting kind of a head scratcher there, but good play coming out again. G1, just like that, doubling up.
Group A is gonna be very interesting. Atomic, a hard hit, Typical trying to be patient, but Atomic, even in game 1, was the spark for G1, and now again in game 2. Another big play. G1 up by 2. Corelli, this is looking pretty grim for FaZe.
It's looking fantastic for G1. Atomic, double tap, bang, bang, 3-0 for G1.
And Dorito always getting in the way, even locking up First Killer afterwards, but gives the space to Atomic, who makes that shot look routine because it is routine for Atomic.
You talk about what this team is composed of, a player that we haven't seen since the Winter Major. Two players that are LAN rookies. They're up 3-0 against the #1 seed in North America right now, making it look easy.
You know, against RLCS LAN veterans.
Massive veterans.
Between First Killer, Atomic, or between First Killer, Mist, and Typical, they have many LAN experience, or much LAN experience, and they have not been able to put much together here against this G1 squad.
I mean, you're talking about Atomic's biggest success being RLCS X Spring 2 when he won that with Queso. And he's looked promising over the time on LG, but their best finish was a top 6. So you go and look at this roster, they haven't offered much with results, but right now, this could be a big one for G1 if they keep this up.
Mark trying to clear that out, missed. Back down to the ground, hoping to pinch that out to the middle, but Atomic's first one there. Flip, reset, pass down. Mark will march it upfield. G1, every time you go on their perspective, even when they have low boost, they're still making these clears. Mark helping out. Good communication from G1 as well, not panicking on the defensive end.
Oh,
there's a pinch, it goes just wide.
Pet speed from Atomic was so crucial. Typical was really lining that one up. And FaZe now halfway through game 2. Massive goal deficit, First Killer off. Let's this one go for Typical. Shot is slotted to the right side, but saved away from Atomic.
But that was some life from FaZe. It was a good idea from First Killer, who's now trying to make something happen on his own. There's another demo. Only goal we saw from FaZe came on the back of a demo. FaZe, they've been waiting too long before they start getting involved on the offensive end. We have less than half the game left to go. A 3-goal deficit yet again, but there's a goal. Typical will steal it off the dunk from First Killer.
Look at how First Killer lines this one up as well. He was making sure he was getting all of the ball on this one and just making it tough for Atomic to get out, and that one went well in his favor. One back for FaZe Clan with 2 minutes on the clock.
FaZe, is this life for them? Will G1 snuff it out once more? Typical, with a bit of time. We'll let it bounce off the corner. Trying to take it into an air dribble. Ball back to Mist, up to First Killer, who got the mid boost. Going for a ground pinch, but you saw Dorito not giving any space.
Maybe the first good look the First Killers have, but here comes Mark by 8, looking for 2, and he can't get there. Dorito to put it away. G1, their 4th.
And you saw the defender trying to break up the play, really needed to tip the ball. Typical thought taking Mark out of the play would be enough, but no, Dorito right there to clean that up off the backboard.
This is the best of 5, no timeouts. And FaZe Clan down 1-4 here in game 2. G1 have looked phenomenal.
And how many times have you seen Dorito go up against First Killer in those situations where First is trying to get some space and Dorito comes out on top? Dorito slowing down. Wins the 50 further downfield, but is cleared back from Typical. Caught by Mark. Fake flick. Mark back. Mark almost pulling off the clip.
Scary from Mark and FaZe. Sliced through like butter. Now Typical wants to take it again. He's been taking a lot of air dribbles. They have not paid off. G1 are there every step of the way, and now Atomic attacking. G1 unrelenting here in game 2.
More good communication. You saw Dorito and Mark both occupying the same space, but Mark was able to fly in there and keep that attack going, avoiding the double commit. That has led to this attack. Dorito up, blocking Typical. Ball still in the FaZe corner. Dorito going for the bump. It's off the backboard. Atomic out of boost. Needed just a bit more to pull off that double tap.
And FaZe just can't hold on to the ball. They played all that defense to win back possession, and now they're playing it off their own backboard. 15 seconds left on the clock, and it feels like it's go next for FaZe.
It is go next for FaZe, Corelli. This has been quite the beatdown so far from G1. They'll add another one to the tally. Atomic putting it in, and you know, this continues to go from bad to worse for FaZe Clan.
And look at the player cams. Not a single word has been said since that one going in. You feel the frustration coming out from FaZe. This is not how they wanted to start their winter major. Not like this, losing maybe, but 5-1, being destroyed by G1 in game 2.
Really, it hasn't been close.
No.
It has not been close. That is how good G1 has been. All 3 members. Atomic, I think, is standing out right now. You see him being the catalyst on the offense, getting the plays, the passes out to the mid, the double tap, but it's a team effort. You're seeing Dorito shut down so many offensive opportunities for FaZe, and then Mark by 8 just doing what he did on old BDS, being that glue that brings everything together.
G1 on the precipice of handing a loss to FaZe. It would be the only other team besides Moist to hand a loss to FaZe Clan from Europe. That's how good they've been against European teams. And G1 trying to join an elite crew with that Moist squad. They got to do it one more time, James.
And Corelli, when you're on LAN, closing out series, it is so difficult. It doesn't matter, how badly the games before went or how well you were playing. Getting that last win, breaking through, getting that series win is incredibly difficult. So it is not done yet for G1.
Not done yet, but certainly going in their favor as game 3 kicks off, and we're looking towards FaZe to see if they make any changes here. Like I said at the end of that game, they were looking quite silent. Not very happy with the way this one's gone. See what they bring here.
Time. First killer let Typical take it. Typical popping it up. They gave up possession, and that has turned right around for chances for G1. Atomic infield to Dorito, and Dorito will slot it.
What a shot from Dorito, and the pass maybe even better. You can see G1, they really set this one up from Atomic all the way across a 90-degree pass and slotted to the right side. G1 picking up where they left off.
And that whole play developed after the first killer and Typical had all the time in the world in the corner. And Typical bombed the ball away, gave away possession, and that set up the chance. So you can see FaZe is not feeling comfortable. Things that continue to get worse, and now a demo in the backfield. Mark with 0 boost will get stopped.
First minute upon us here in game 1. And FaZe have to stop the bleeding. They can't allow G1 to build the lead.
Even if they stop the bleeding at this point, Corelli, they might have lost too much blood.
They need a transfusion at this point. First killer. He found miss, but now FaZe trying to set something up. It's been broken up a couple times by G1, but the possession keeps going back to FaZe. First killer, good luck here. First touch goes by, and Dorito able to clear that one away.
But just for a moment, you thought first killer might do something. That weak shot easily handled. Now on the other end, Atomic will bail out. Ball down to Mark. Atomic going for the redirect. Also is in a position to potentially get a dunk. Now it's cleared off the line, but Sip and first killer both go for it. The FaZe defense scrambling. Dorito leaving it for Atomic. Atomic getting a touch. Trying to pass it back down, but first killer able to find Mist on the break. Mist, though, on empty. And now team bump as well. FaZe struggling, but first killer will get that touch.
Here's a good pass over to Mist, and it's right back to Dorito. You were just mentioning that running into each other just feels disorganized from FaZe, and it's starting to feel a little desperate from them. They've got 3 minutes left here in game 3. No need to panic quite yet. You're down by 1, of course. But you feel you've been able to break through a couple times in this series, and you're not allowing G1 to run up the score.
It looks like Sip had gotten bumped there. First killer will play it high. Dorito jumps. So first killer and Typical also jump. Dorito still wins.
It's like G1 knows what FaZe are going to do before they do it. And now Dorito again off the ceiling, pass to himself, flip reset.
Oh!
Dorito popping off on the main stage.
Dorito, what was that? Off the ceiling, gets the flip reset. And that backflip flick, that was gorgeous.
And now how do you feel if you're on FaZe? 2 goals now, and you're getting clipped on. G1 have put on an immaculate show in this series, and half a game left to close it out over the #1 seed in North America.
And Dorito's role in this, really, you should not devalue it. Dorito, that play there against a FaZe team that can be emotional, but hold
There's
on,
one.
there is one. FaZe catching G1 out.
And maybe a chance here for FaZe. Plenty of time still, and a big mistake from G1. We haven't really seen that many mistakes from G1. That's a big one to leave the backfield open. And FaZe will take advantage. One back as they cut the lead in half.
And what I was gonna say, Corelli, was Dorito's shot. Maybe that'll be enough to take the wind out of FaZe's sails and really put them down, but that goal, that has made this a ball game. Missed in the corner, around one. Atomic preventing it. First killer getting a demo, will punch it up, missed. Now on the ball with mid boost. He's got 100, flip reset. Just went for the 50, trying to play it slow, playing the possession game, looking for the cracks in G1's armor. Good control by Mark and help from Atomic. All pinched out, typical, blocked again by Dorito, who's been dominating the midfield.
You see every touch from FaZe is being challenged immediately by G1. First killer getting a flip reset, follow-up was there. Time not on FaZe's side, and this one poked to the back wall. G1 hunting. First killer, look at all the space he's given here.
But he also missed that back boost, giving Mark the full boost from the corner. Dorito leaving it, Matt took Mist out of the play. Mist trying to make the most of it. Still FaZe has possession. Final minute, FaZe trailing by one. The shot blocked by Atomic. And Field beaten out by First Killer.
Here it comes. First killer to the back wall. FaZe trying to come back in this one. Mist has no options. 45 seconds left, and they've really got G1 bunched up, but they can't break through again. Nothing is coming out clean for FaZe. G1, they're every step of the way.
And what a beautiful play from Dorito, taking that up off the ceiling, getting the corner boost, getting the clear as well. That burned so much time, but now the shot! Top corner from First Killer!
Hold on a second. In game 3, FaZe coming back again. This time slotting it to the right side. And FaZe have made this one a game, but can they close it out? Can they extend the series?
It looked like it was in the bag for G1. Dorito off his own backboard, blocked down. Typical, beat quickly by Atomic, who's going for a bump now. Atomic taking Mist out of the play, but Mist finds his way back in.
Oh my, what a touch from Mist. That was world class to get away from that bump, but here comes Dorito. First killer will deny him a flip into the corner. It rolls up for FaZe. 0 second time. Demo comes out, and I think Atomic is happy to drop this one down. First killer would rather keep it up. FaZe want to keep it up.
Double commit.
Can he get over it? And G1 chasing after it. It'll finally drop down in overtime in game 3.
A chance for G1 to upset FaZe here in a sweep. Dorito. Lob into the middle. Tip. Shadowing the ball. Does get the 50 downfield. Missed. Low boost, but wins again on the challenge. Dorito, clear attempt out. Typical. Back to the G1 corner. Atomic. Waiting to break out. Missed. Getting demoed. And now Mark will lob it towards net. First killer is able to make the save, but it was a little bit scary.
Almost got caught out there. Dorito, this guy's a challenge maniac. He is all over FaZe. He is not letting them out for free, not in this overtime. But maybe FaZe, here comes First Killer with full boost. Flip reset 1, gets by the first man, but 2 go. An opportunity here for FaZe. Typical low boost. Has to set this one up through 1. Coming up on a minute of overtime, and FaZe circling the wagons here in front of G1's net. And G1 does well to turn him away.
G1 starting to give FaZe more space for those solo plays. However, Atomic going for net. Lovely touch to the corner from First Killer, lands right on Typical's bumper. Dorito trying to get it back out to the middle, controlled by Mist off his own back wall. First Killer will clear it down to the corner. Got the corner boost as well. Dorito has Atomic in support. Atomic now taking it up the wall, gets demoed, but did beat out the challenge. Marked by 8. Double tap to the middle, and Mark again getting back to the play. I think that surprised FaZe.
Nothing for free. Nothing for free from G1. You have to work for every touch if you're FaZe, and that's been a frustrating experience. And now Typical has some space. Again, tries to whip it into the corner. This one pops out to Mist and can't go. Dorito touch over the head, and here's First Killer.
First Killer Solo play chance, but it's broken up by Atomic. Mark off the ceiling. Could be a tough read, but Mist will boom it over, and it's sent right back towards the G1 net. FaZe coming alive offensively. Mist launching it up. Seems like FaZe is just trying to blast it high in awkward spots on G1's backboard, just hoping that they mess something up.
Oh, a couple challenges not going in FaZe's favor. Luckily, that one came out the first killer. Great first touch. Some space here from Mist, but again, Dorito out of nowhere. Sip just trying to win this challenge. This one gets by Mark by 8. He's lucky Sipical doesn't have boost. Sipical still fighting for the challenges here into the corner. 2.5 minutes now of overtime.
That miss definitely made things difficult for G1. Atomic looking to get that out to the middle. You see Mark causing chaos. Atomic denied, but it's a scramble in front of the net. Cleared out to the corner. Still not out of danger yet. Finally, it's cleared out by FaZe, but that was a bit of panic.
Yeah, I think First Killer was just floating to the far side and he blocked the shot. Now pop up to First Killer, but you know you're not going to get there first. G1 so quick in the sky to deny FaZe any of this aerial attack.
Atomic snagging that mid boost. Will launch it in. Mark couldn't get the follow-up shot on target. Dorito trying to get the challenge. Now missed towards net. Atomic. Good communication from Atomic and Mark. Mark immediately went to the corner to collect that pass that he knew was coming. First Killer.
He's got full boost.
Going for a 50. Leaks out to the middle. Missed again with the 50. Typical off the backboard.
He's one
the
more.
Shot blocked. Mist was coming in, but he was challenged right at the point of the shot.
Good defense there from G1, but they got to keep fielding. It feels like FaZe are starting to warm up a little bit. They're starting to get into this series. I know it's weird to say in Game 3 overtime when you're down 2 games. But now the offense coming alive. Mist backwards into the net. And FaZe knocking on the door here. G1's got to be careful.
First Killer, good speed, finds its way out to the middle. Dorito just patiently waiting. Typical, trying to slow it down. Typical got bumped. Missed. First touch control, second touch, great clear. Now a shot opportunity. The bumps! The bumps coming through for FaZe Clan, and they stay alive in Game 3.
And you can feel the tide shifting, and you can see the bumps from Sipical on Dorito. And a long overtime is maybe what FaZe needed. They really started to slow that game down and get G1 out of their groove. FaZe Clan, stay alive. They're not swept quite yet. They've done a good job to get back into this series.
And like I was saying, Corelli, it's one thing to win those first couple games. It's another thing entirely to close it out. And you could see FaZe start to wiggle their way back into the game. G1 started giving them a bit more space. And FaZe, they found a way back in almost 5 minutes of overtime. And that is the type of game you need to have, or you hope to have, when you're trying to pull off a reverse sweep.
And just take a look at some of the Mobile One high-performance replays here. You can see some open nets for FaZe. You can see some great plays coming out from G1 on their offense. But I think really the back half of those replays are going to show a lot of defense coming out from G1. FaZe, all of a sudden, those gears, they kind of got the rust off them and they started turning a little bit faster.
But still, I think G1 did have some moments where they could have ended that game.
In regulation.
You know, there was a play where Atomic swerved out of the way to get that mid boost and put a nice shot. It was a little bit off target. That backboard rebound was a chance to potentially put that in. We saw some G1 chances, and now we're seeing G1 play more defense.
And you can even go back to in overtime when that ball was floating on the goal line and First Killer was knocked to the far side and
he was just floating there.
I mean, it was just, that was the difference maker. It could have been over right then and there, but Dorito, can he pass it out to Atomic? And he almost was able to put it away. Typical denies.
A lot back towards net. That one will bounce off the post. First Killer launching it down. Dorito stopping progress at the midfield. Will catch it into a dribble, flicks it. It forced 2 defenders to go for it. Now a chance, shut down. And you see Atomic getting tangled up. Mark racing back in time. So Mark will bail out G1 for now and finally bails him out fully.
Careful.
You saw that team bump that almost resulted in a goal for FaZe, but G1 escaping and now able to stabilize.
Gotta be careful with these lateral passes from G1. They've been so lethal against this FaZe defense. And they're happy just to take every challenge into the FaZe corner. The challenge game has certainly gone in the favor of G1 throughout this series. Here's Atomic, he can't get over it. Was almost able to, but FaZe gets out.
Typical, taking it slow. Now I've seen now a couple times, Corelli, where you see two members of FaZe in the corner, one of them being Typical, and they just let Typical march that upfield. Mark going for net, and Typical didn't make contact, but we do see a big clear. Dorito will collect it. Now a field pass, the shot weak, but it forces a double commit. Possession back in the hands of FaZe.
Oh man, that challenge would have been crucial there for FaZe after First Killer did so much to win back possession. Both teams have had some opportunity. No one breaking through, but this one feels a lot different than the games before.
It did. G1 in the first two games, Corelli, it seemed like they had a majority of the possession. And now, like a tug of war, FaZe slowly pulling it back. Cleared across the field, FaZe in their half, clear it out. Typical will run it down. Lets it bounce off the wall and field, but no one's there. However, he'll stay on it, gets a bump on Dorito.
Miss went back for boost. That was the intended recipient of that pass. FaZe finding some opportunity. Just off on the execution, but here comes G1. Everyone committed here. As marked by 8. Has no options, gets it back to FaZe. First Killer, over 1. Follow-up was there, but again, Dorito, he's been massive to deny FaZe.
And First Killer, though he wasn't able to make much of a solo play on it, did have a window. And we're starting to see more windows open for the solo plays from FaZe. G1 cooling off a bit. There's a demo. Again, Dorito spawning back into the play and missed. Will launch it over on FaZe with under 2 minutes left. Take the late lead.
And you can see in the FaZe cams, the comms coming alive now. Great shot from Mist. Everyone was sitting at the net staring at it, and it was a tough angle. But you know, a kid like Mist can hit it. And FaZe now 1-0, finally in the lead here in regulation.
Yeah, Dorito spawned on the opposite side of the play there. Maybe if he spawns near side, he might be able to get up on the wall to deny that. So FaZe, again, utilizing those demos beautifully. Even when they were struggling in the first two games, that was the silver lining in their gameplay. Now a shot, again denied. Mark, pop up. Mark also stealing that corner. Will stay in the play, but it's popped over his head. First Killer shut down by Atomic. G1 could use some of that Atomic magic.
Certainly would. FaZe with a monster clear. We'll ensure that won't happen quite yet. Less than a minute now on the clock, and it's G1 who's playing from behind.
Dorito, huge win there. Another backward play, and a panicked touch. 2 had to go, but it was enough to clear it out. FaZe, at times, their defense hasn't been pretty, but you can't deny it's been effective.
At least for now, it's been effective here as this one drops into the box. 30 seconds now, missed. What a challenge, this one just wide of the net. And it's on G1. All eyes on Mark by 8, all eyes on Dorito.
Wow.
What a challenge from First Killer.
First Killer not only getting that first touch, but following it up after Mark had gotten a demo. So there was time that needed to be bought, and First Killer was able to put it on the credit card. First Killer tip over, last chance in game 4 for G1. Atomic trying to go off the ceiling. Dorito jumping the lane, but Mark is there. Atomic perhaps chasing down a bump, trying to turn into the play, but wasn't able to keep it up. And now FaZe with back-to-back wins.
Maybe a reverse sweep, maybe not. We'll have to find out in game 5. And now you really look towards the G1 side. A different tone with them sitting in those chairs. Not all smiles, not all giggles over there, as FaZe have really come back into this and started to look a little bit more like themselves, Jim.
A little bit, but I mean, still, Corelli, we were expecting you know, the pre-jump phase,
Yeah.
all-out offense, solo plays. It has been a grind, and I think that goes to show you what FaZe has had to resort to get around this G1 defense, because in those first 2 games, Dorito had the midfield on lockdown.
And we saw in some of these pre-game interviews, the biggest thing that holds back FaZe, in their own words, is the mental, right? And when you're down, first of all, 2 games in a series, but you're getting slapped in some of those games, giving up 5 goals. That's where your mental's tested right off the bat. And it's a sign of growth for this FaZe Clan squad to get back to a game 5.
Well, it will be decided on Champions Field. And an early goal, Atomic, 8 seconds into the game. A bounce shot right into the corner.
What a touch from Atomic, and missed, just couldn't get there in time. It bounces to the top left corner, like you said, in G1 in 8 seconds. They put the hurt on FaZe.
And it's so crazy, Corelli, how you see these games where a team gets shut out, and it seems like nothing they're doing is working. Then right off the bat in the next game, they score one. And now a chance to get another. And Mark will put in the second one. G1, they were starting to cool off, but now they're heating up once more.
Oh my, what a way to start off game 5. You thought FaZe was getting back into it, and G1 says, no. Start down 2 goals in game 5, and then come back after us. G1 starting off the way you want.
So now game 5, maybe this will be a microcosm of the series. G1, a hot start. Now FaZe has to bounce back. The question is, will they? Mark, launching it upfield, will stay in the play. Sip, trying to get it around him, and does so. Now Sipical again will launch it towards net. Rebound out to Mist. Mist, a high pop. First killer trying to set it back down, but Atomic was ready and waiting.
FaZe Clan now feeling the pressure again. That's
Another
scary.
double commit as well.
Here comes Mark by 8. Another shot to the same side.
Double commit.
Double up on the double commits from FaZe Clan, but they make it work, and that's what matters. They're able to slow down G1 for maybe the moment. Here comes Mark by 8 again. Hungry for the FaZe Clan net. Atomic denied as Typical able to get it away.
A missed action. It was a double tap off a Mist. Mist blocking back-to-back hits. Typical controlling it, will pop it, but Atomic was there. Dorito doing his job. Dorito, touch. Rebound opportunity. Mark puts in all the chips and is able to score it.
And they're all over him again. Dorito getting a touch. Atomic there once again to pass it off to Mark by 8. The triple threat from G1.
And Mark, he just saw both his teammates go. If he does not score, if that ball gets pinched out to the corner, it is an easy FaZe counterattack. But Mark read the situation perfectly.
I mean, what do you do if you're FaZe? You haven't even had a chance to blink. You've just been feeling defense. The pressure from G1, typical to the backboard, and fortunately it's just not open for business at the moment. G1 have shut him down.
And a nice read there from Dorito. First killer was threatening that double tap ball. Now a shot over the shoulder. Gets pinched there off the post or off the crossbar. Clear across. Mark up to Dorito. Dorito will launch it towards net. Typical up to first killer. First killer, he has a ton of boost. Might be going for the bump here. You can see Dorito already recognizing that play. And was able to swoop in and help.
FaZe have only lost 3 series in this split. This would be their 4th if they were to fall. And they've got a long road ahead of them here with 2.5 minutes left on the clock. They really can't afford another goal coming out from G1. And you would love to see one earlier rather than later from FaZe. But right now, G1, they're packing it in. They know what they need to do. Just not make mistakes. You don't have to overcommit on offense anymore.
Seems like this has to be a goal for FaZe for them to get back into it. The flip reset pass, but again, Dorito breaking up the play. Dorito, he gets the counterattack led by Atomic. Atomic, a gorgeous flip reset. And you see even Mark by 8 making a play, zoning out Typical. That was a team effort.
And that's why there was no challenge. Typical was there, but then he knew the second he cut in, he was being either bumped or demoed. One of the two was happening. And it looks like Atomic really just walked that one in the end. but it was that zoning on Typical that opened it up.
FaZe, they find themselves trailing by 4. Less than 2 minutes left to go. First killer, he's reaching deep into his bag of tricks, pulling this one out.
I don't know what that was, but it worked for first killer. Great little touch to get by the first man, and then holding Mark in space there just for that extra second. No flip reset, no nothing, just let it come down and snuck it in near post.
Off kickoff. FaZe not able to get possession. There's a bump. Typical will launch it down. First killer running on small pads. Typical up, scoring chance. Rebound out, and again Dorito bailing out G1. Dorito has bailed out G1 so many times.
He's been massive. I mean, really everyone from G1's played well, but Dorito might be an unsung hero with his challenge game and defensive work. A master class in this series. Looked phenomenal up and down the field.
Dorito getting taken off the field. First killer. Solo play, but another tip. It was none other than Dorito getting that touch yet again. Mark into the air, right towards the heart of the net. Looks like Atomic might have been going for the demo. Now off the backboard, Atomic trying to get a crazy read.
It's open. Less marked by 8. No. Can't get back on time off the respawn, and FaZe Clan get 2 back, but with 39 seconds left, James, no way, right?
I mean, I wouldn't count it out, Corelli. I have seen Turtle lose in this situation at an RLCS LAN, so you can never count them out.
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. Oh my, first killer off the kickoff. Can he put it away? He puts it up high. Atomic's got to become a big one. Miss! He put it wide. That was the goal that FaZe needed, and now Mark by 8 back the other way. FaZe under pressure as players just back out from G1.
Corelli, that was the chance. First killer, he did everything right. He put it up off the backboard, gave his team a chance at scoring, and it went wide. Final 10 seconds. G1, the team from Europe who had to go through the tiebreaker to get here, now in a position to take down the top seed of North America.
What a series from G1, and it got away from them a little bit here, but you can't deny they have played an immaculate series here against one of the tournament favorites. Most people had them rated at least 1 or 2 at the bare minimum here, and of course we're still in the group stage, but this was a 1 seed against the 5, and for G1 having to go through tiebreakers to come out on top, that's a big win for G1.
A huge win, and now this opens up Group A. G1, they're just going to show you, I think, Corelli, how deep Europe really is as a region. Every single team that makes it here from Europe is a true threat.
Especially when, you know, FaZe doesn't really lose to a lot of European teams. So for them to take down a team from North America who typically doesn't lose to these types of teams is big. And like you said, just giving some staging to the group here. G2 and Crew faced off. I think G2 3-0'd them, but that Crew team is no slouch as well. So with FaZe going down here, G1 is in a fantastic position.
Yeah, things could really get interesting in Group A. And I mean, credit to FaZe, they did bring it back. Those first couple games were rough. You could see it, you know, there was not much communication visible. And there was, you know, looked like that was reflected in the gameplay. There was so much confusion, but they were able to bring it back. But then in Game 5, a goal 8 seconds in. So it was a struggle for FaZe, but it was beautiful for G1. And to break down all the action, we're going to throw it back over to the desk.